Welcome, my name is Jessi and I'm a Hands to Heart yoga teacher. Today I'm going to be sharing a practice of chair yoga, and it's something that I really like to do when I have a few moments to stretch. It will bring harmony and energy to the entire body. On behalf of Hands to Heart Center, thank you to Boston Public Library for partnering in this virtual yoga project. Hands to Heart Center is Boston's only nonprofit yoga service organization, and Hands to Heart Center serves Boston's most vulnerable populations, including students at high poverty schools, the homeless, people who are incarcerated, veterans, migrants, and those in recovery, among many more. Hands to Heart Center truly believes in the healing power of yoga and delivering it to populations who have the least access to it, but who could benefit the most. I'm really looking forward to today's practice. So find a comfortable seat. A stool, a chair, the edge of a bed or couch will all do. Best if you can have something without arms. You can see I have this little bit of a cube-like stool. And what you want to set up ideally is having both feet flat on the floor, and also making sure that your knees and hips are either in line or your hips are slightly above your knees. And so if whatever object you're sitting on doesn't automatically achieve this, one thing that you could do is take a rolled up blanket, a pillow, a towel, and boost it underneath you, so that then your hips are lifted. What this does is it keeps us from slouching back, and it just creates more space in the pelvic region. So that's more space for air, more space for movement, and most importantly, more space for some relaxation and relief. So take some time to find a seat that you think will suit you best. Feel free to pause the video if that is helpful, and then we'll get started. I will be modeling everything along with you today, so everything that I am speaking and guiding you through is an invitation that I'll also be showing. The thing I'm always thinking about in yoga can mean so many things, and to me it really means linking the breath with motion. That is something that I find so critical to yoga. So we'll spend time today breathing and moving and really intentionally connecting those two things. So as we get started, make sure your seat feels comfortable for you. You should feel your hips, your bum, the two bones that you can feel underneath you, your sits bones, connecting to your chair. A lot of people find it helpful to sit towards the front of the chair, so that might be something you check out. Both feet flat on the ground. Shins are like pillars underneath your knees connecting down to the ankle. So it's one straight line from knee to ankle. I feel like I'm lifting through my belly button, my ribs, my chest. So my spine is long and the front of my shoulders, my collarbone is expansive. Take a deep breath in through the nose and gently just let it out through the mouth. It's like a sigh, sighing all the air out. Take another breath in through the nose, feel your belly fill, your ribs expand, chest lifts as you fill with air, and gently sigh it out. Think about drawing the belly button into the spine as you lift and squeeze all the air out. One more of these breaths in through the nose. Full sigh out through the mouth. Move into sun breaths. So as you lift the arms up, you'll be inhaling through the nose. Fingertips reach all the way up above head. Fingertips may touch at the top. And exhale as the arms come down. Inhale as the palms reach up. Exhale, flip the palms down, arms come by your sides. And take a few more sun breaths in through the nose. And exhale the air out, either through the mouth or nose, your choice. Inhale to lift. Spine lengthens. Exhale, lower. See if with each sun breath you can inhale even deeper, a little bit slower, more full. Deep inhale. Putting air into every space in the lungs. Exhale. Squeeze all of that air out. Belly button towards spine, ribs come together. Squeeze every inch of air out. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Reach out with the fingertips as you squeeze all the air out. Inhale to lift. Exhale to lower. Let the arms rest here. Take the hands, bring the thumbs together, and then the fingertips together, so you're making a bit of a diamond. And you're just going to take that diamond and put your belly button right in the center of it. And we're going to take a few intentional breaths where we're trying to breathe into our hands. So as you fill up with air on your inhale through your nose, your belly is pushing gently into your hands. And as you exhale, the hands are pushing into the belly just very gently to expel all the air out. I'll show you from the side so you can see my belly. Inhale, you can see the expand. And exhale, my hands push back ever so gently. So breathing from your belly button into the center of this diamond. Inhale, the belly presses against the hands. Exhale, the hands gently press against the belly. 2 more of these at your own speed. Gently, slowly, deeply filling up with air. And just as gently and with ease, exhaling. Expel all the air out. After your second exhale is complete, you may release the hands and release control of the breathing, so just letting your body return to its natural breath. We'll move next into a joint mobility sequence. So we'll be moving through the major joints of the body in circular motions. And what this does is it brings circulation and energy to the joints, which can be loosening and relaxing and softening for them. And we'll repeat several times in order to invite the body to soften. So we'll start with the head. In order to do this, you're imagining drawing circles with the nose. So in either direction, just gentle circles. As if you had a pencil on your nose and you were using that to draw circles. These are not big neck rolls. It is just very gently activating the top of the spine where the crown sits on top. And switch direction. So still circular motions, but now the pencil is moving in the other direction. After your next circle, just come to pause and center. And we'll move into shoulder circles. So bringing them forward, up, back, and down. And here the breath is not coordinated specifically with the movements. However, keeping a steady and gentle breath and staying aware of how your body is breathing is what is most important. And reverse direction. So shoulders moving back, up, and forward. As they're going back, how close can you get your shoulder blades together? And on the way forward, could you get them to touch in front of your chest? And release, we'll move into wrist circles. So I'm just taking my hands outside my body. I'm going to make gentle fists and start circling the wrists. And I'm lifting my arms as I do so, just to about shoulder height. And the opposite direction. And from here, I'll slowly and gently start to lower. Arms come down as the wrists continue to circle. I'm going to take my hands, place them palms down, fingertips facing forward towards my knees. Feet are still flat on the floor, and I'm going to start to roll around hip circles in either direction. Aim here is to see if you can keep your seat down, so not lifting up from side to side, and you're just rolling around through the hips. And you can involve as much of your spine as you'd like. If you want to come far forward or lean a bit back, you can stretch laterally through the sides. But again, remember you're trying to keep your entire bum and backside on the seat and not be lifting up. So keep that contact to ground you as you start to head in the other direction. Hip circles are one of my favorite things to do when sitting a lot. If I have a lot of time driving or in front of a computer doing stationary work, this is one of the ways I find the most relief. And pause the next time you come through center. So you can see we've moved down from our head, shoulders, wrists, hips. Now we're going to be heading into our knees. So a couple options for what to do with your hands. They may stay above the knee on your thighs, palms face down. If you are more comfortable having your hands somewhere on the side of your seat, you may do that. So keep your right foot flat on the ground, lift up your left foot, and you're just going to start to slowly make circles from the knee. I feel my hip has a little bit of sensation, like it's feeling this movement, but I'm really thinking as much as I can to circle from the knee. These circles are not as exaggerated as some other joints in the body, and that's just the nature of the knee. Take it in the other direction. So range of motion here is just usually a little bit less. And then replace that foot. Reground yourself so you're comfortably sitting. Both feet on the ground. This time left foot stays on the ground and your right foot lifts, and you start to circle from the knee. I really have to think of staying lifted here through my abdominals and ribs so I don't start slouching back. This builds a little bit of strength in our centers as well. So I'm going to take it the other direction. And then bring both feet down to the ground. Moving on to ankle circles. Same options with hands. You might find them comfortably on the thighs or on the side of your seat, whichever works best for you in your positioning. One foot at a time, so leave the right foot down on the floor, lift up the left, and you're just going to start to circle through the ankles in either direction. And reverse. Again, here I remind myself to lift up through the upper body so I don't start to sink down. And lower. Other side, extending the foot and beginning to circle the ankle in either direction. Staying lifted through the spine, breath gentle, and the opposite way with the circles. And bring the foot back down. Reposition. If you need to make any adjustments to the blanket or pillow underneath you, please feel free to do that. You want to feel like you've got both those feet flat on the ground, remembering that the shin is a pillar between the knees and the ankles. You are sitting on both sides equally and spine is long. I'm going to start to move back into those hip circles in either direction. And we'll build on here, making these circles a little bit more spicy as we go. And this is, again, something that's great if you've been spending a lot of time sitting. Take it in the other direction. And come forward. So adding on here, take an in-breath as you head back. Take an out-breath as you go to the left and come through center. In-breath to go back. Exhale as you come to the right this time. So we're taking our hip circles and cutting them in half, doing one side at a time. So inhale to go back. Exhale as you come to the right and center. Exhale to go back. Side and center. All right, inhale back. Exhale to the side and center. Inhale as you go back. Exhale to the side and center. We'll keep going with this. Inhale as you go back. Exhale as you come around. Inhale to go back. And exhale around. Few more. Repetitive motion invites the body to soften, become more limber. Let's do one more on each side. And come up. And we're going to do the inverse of that. So we'll move to the side and then come back through center. So I will inhale as I go to the side and then exhale to come through center. Inhale as I go to the other side and exhale center. If you're following along with me, it's an inhale to the left and an exhale through center. Inhale to the right, exhale center. And you're switching sides as you go. Inhaling as you move to one side and exhaling to move center. Inhale to one side, exhale to center. And just like what we did for the previous hip circles, we'll repeat this several times to invite the body to warm and relax and soften. My pace is just one option. Ideally, you are moving at the speed and rate of your breath. So let your body and your breath dictate the speed. I'm just offering one option. One more to each direction. And release. Take your hands back to that diamond shape. Remember, the belly button goes into the middle of the diamond. And take 3 breaths on your own, filling up the belly with air so that the diamond fills up, and exhale. So 3 breaths at your own speed. If it's comfortable for you to close the eyes, you are welcome to do that. Gently feel my belly press against my hands on the inhale, and the hands gently guide the belly as the air expels on the exhale. After your 3rd breath, you'll release your hands. You'll release control over the breath. What we'll do right now is we'll take an opposite hand in an opposite elbow. So it doesn't matter which way you do it. This is how it looks from the front. This is how it would look from above. And we're going to start circling in either direction. We will do both, so it doesn't matter which you start with. Up and over. So you're getting a side stretch as you move to the side, a little bit of a back bend, and then as you curl forward, you're getting a stretch in the back. Breath is gentle and deep here. So rather than thinking of specific movements with certain points of the breath, you want to think about a seamless and even cycle of breath where you just have a continuous inflow. As soon as your lungs are filled with air, you begin to breathe out. Pause when you get to center. See if you can reverse, so opposite hand to opposite elbow, and we're going to keep going in the same direction. So you've just gently switched the clasps, which gives us a little bit different sensation. This side may be the side you're less familiar with, the atypical side. And as you come forward, let your head hang. And pause in the center, we'll go the other way. So feet continue to press into the ground. You're staying connected with the chair or object that you're sitting on. And you're stretching laterally through both sides, letting the head hang down as the elbows come towards the knees. Slight back bend as you arch back. Moving in a continuous direction. At the top, see if you can switch the elbows again and keep going in the same direction. Breath is gentle, breath is smooth. A few more circles. And release the arms down. Just take a pause, notice how you feel. Deep breath in through the nose. Side out through the mouth. The reason we'll change the clasp of something subtle like our hands on our elbows is just to create a deeper awareness. Yoga is all about becoming aware of what's going on in our body, which can then help us become more aware of what's going on and how we operate in the world. And so doing subtle switches can tune us into that awareness. So that's one of the reasons that we would do something like that. So take your hands, clasp them together, and then turn them so the palm side is facing out so you can see your fingers and the palms are facing out. Just going to take them and gently put your hands behind your head. So as you can see, it's just like right at the base of my skull. I'm not applying a lot of pressure at all. It's just a really gentle touch, making sure that my feet are grounded, I'm connected to my seat, lifting up through my spine, and my shoulders are relaxed. So if they're up near your ears, you're gonna relax them down. If your elbows are forward, you're just gonna let them, as they are able, move out to the side. So thinking of long spine here. Take a breath in and release. So we're gonna start by curling forward. Elbows come forward, head drops, spine curls. And then we're gonna lift, the elbows open up like wings, the shoulders come together, chest lifts, head goes back a little bit. I'll show you from the side so you can see what my spine is doing. As I go forward, I'm rounding, curling, head drops, elbows come forward, making as much curve in the spine as I can. And as I exhale, I'm reversing all of that to lift from underneath my shoulder, underneath my scapula. And we'll come forward, curl, and inhale as we come up. We'll add our breath. Exhale to go forward. Inhale to come up. And exhale to go forward. For this one, let's add a count of 2. So we're inhaling for 1, inhale, 2. Exhale 1, exhale 2. Inhale 1, inhale 2. Exhale 1, exhale 2. Inhale 1, inhale 2. Exhale 1, exhale 2. 4 count inhale. Inhale 1, inhale 2. Inhale 3, inhale 4. Exhale 1, exhale 2, exhale 3, exhale 4. Inhale 1, inhale 2, 3, inhale 4. Exhale 1, exhale 2, exhale 3, exhale 4. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3, inhale 4. Exhale 1, exhale 2, exhale 3, exhale 4. Inhale 1, inhale 2, inhale 3, inhale 4. Exhale 1, exhale 2, Inhale 4. Exhale 1. Exhale 2. Exhale 3. Exhale 4. And gently come back up to center. Release the hands. One more series to move our spine. Here we're going to think of arching forward. So I'm keeping my head lifted, my shoulders are back, and then I start to curl as I come all the way up. And forward, elbows back, shoulders back, chin stays up till the last minute, and then I use the chin curling as the start to my entire curl upward. So let's inhale as we go forward. And exhale as we curl up. Inhale as you come forward. Exhale to curl up. Keeping the feet planted, very important here. Exhale to come forward. Arch that spine. And then begin to curl and round all the way back. Inhale. Arch. Exhale, curl. Continue at your own rate. Inhaling as you arch, exhaling as you curl. The breath dictates the speed of your motion. Take 2 more. And then come pause to center. For here, I'm going to keep my hands on the side of my chair, whatever your sitting object is. And we're going to move into something for the lower body. So having a little bit of leverage with your hands can be helpful. I'm thinking of lifting and toning from my core. Spine in the back is long. So just starting with one leg at a time, extend your left leg in front of you and then bring it out like in a circle and back. Your right leg out, a circle and back. So my foot stays on the floor and I'm just circling. And if this is feeling comfortable for you, feel free to start working the legs together. So they both slide forward, out to the sides and back in. Forward, out to the sides, and in. And if you'd like to coordinate a breath with this, you can inhale as you move forward and out, and exhale as you bring the feet back in. So inhaling forward, and then exhale as you return. Think of the breath being just as circular as the motion. And we'll reverse directions for that, so bring the feet out to the side, forward and in. Both out to the side, forward, and in. Remember, you could do this one leg at a time if that helps you feel stable and balanced. And so you're inhaling on your way out and exhaling to bring in. Inhale on your way out and exhale to bring in. So whether you're doing the single or the double leg version, we'll continue a few more rounds. And after your next round, you'll pause. Great. So making any adjustments you need to, again, feel lifted and stable. We're going to move the feet in the opposite direction like scissors. So we'll bring one foot forward as the other stays back, and then switch. Again, sliding along, holding on so you feel firm and grounded. And for the breath here, you can breathe an inhale and then an exhale on the switch. Inhale, exhale to switch. next one, you'll just come back to center. From here, both feet are on the ground. Remember that the shin is a pillar between your knee and your ankle. Take your left foot, you're going to lift it up and cross it over so that the ankle of the left foot is on your right thigh, so above the kneecap. And you may feel here that you are feeling some sensations in your hips, and this is a place you want to stay. You may also feel like you could tip forward a little bit. And so what we're doing here are some subtle motions in order to find some sensation in the hip. And whenever you find that sensation, that's the place where you want to pause. So it may be sitting upright, it may be gently inviting the knee to come down if it's not. It may, if your knee is down, be coming forward, very far forward. So it's different for every single body. And again, this is a piece of awareness where you're finding for you what is most appropriate, what is going to serve you most. And so for myself, when I come forward at about, I'm guessing a 45-degree angle, I start to feel some sensation here, and this is the place I want to pause. It's the place that I want to breathe deeply. And even imagine that instead of breathing into my lungs, I'm breathing into the hip area, that my air is a soothing sensation for the area where I can feel the work happening. We'll pause here for just another moment before we switch sides. And as you feel complete, you'll bring the legs back down so they're both in front of you. And we'll do the opposite side. One side of the body can feel very different than the other. So moving into something like this, again, another moment to be aware that you may have differences. For me, my knee doesn't go down as far as this side. I'm less flexible. And so make sure your ankle is above your kneecap. And you will choose to stay or move forward in any amount that serves you. Wherever you are, and whatever choice is most appropriate for you, the important thing here is to be breathing slowly, deeply. Think of the breath as a healing balm for whatever sensation it is that you are feeling. Notice how sensation or your thoughts or your presence with a posture like this might change as we hold it. Something to be aware of without any judgment or attachment to that awareness. Just a simple observation and noticing. We'll gently come back. Bringing both feet down. And we will end as we began with some sun breaths to really integrate the energy throughout the body. So as you lift your arms up, palms will face up, you'll breathe in. And exhale to breathe out. Arms come down. Inhale as you lift, palms face up, fingertips reach out, spine is long. Exhale, press out, palms come down, shoulders are relaxed, squeeze all the air out. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. We'll take two more. See if you can slow these down any amount as you deepen and lengthen the breath. Really feel the belly fill, ribs expand, chest lifts. And then exhale, the air rushes out. Navel to spine as you squeeze everything out. Final breath. Exhale all the air out. Bring the palms face down on your thighs. If it's comfortable for you to close the eyes or perhaps just gaze downward. Release all control of your breath so that your body is just breathing naturally without you specifically coordinating it with a purpose. If your eyes are closed, you may open them. Thank you so much for spending some time practicing together today. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day.